want to tell you a magical story about conspiracy and alchemy. About 3 weeks before I had my 30th birthday, I met Aaron. And at that moment, I had a funny feeling that there was a strange kind of conspiracy going on. And there was. And there is. It's a beautiful conspiracy. It's global, it's viral, it's cosmic, and it's personal. It's the conspiracy of love. My story is a love story. It's about my husband Aaron and me and what we experienced that was unexpected. Unexpected gifts during our worst nightmare. I adored Aaron's wonderful imagination and his witty mind. He often did crazy things, like the night we met. I was invited by friends to meet them at the Waldorf Astoria for drinks and dinner, and Aaron saw me walk into the lobby and said to the woman sitting next to him at the lounge, "You see that woman over there? I'm going to marry her someday." Little did he know that I was on my way to meet that woman sitting next to him. Or did he know? He often enjoyed beginning conversations at dinner parties with questions like, "How'd you like to live 1,000 years?" Or, "What if God is a woman?" Aaron often would say, "If I don't have my mind, I might as well be dead. And if I ever get to the point where you don't know me, shoot me." Aaron's greatest fear was losing his mind. Aaron's greatest fear happened. His nightmare became mine as well. Dementia stole my husband from me, and I couldn't stand it. When he got to the point where he didn't know who I was, of course I couldn't shoot him. But I couldn't stand it either. I couldn't face it. I couldn't look at it. Parkinson's and dementia had crippled his body and his mind, and the man who had been my lover was gone. That was my reality. And so what I saw when I looked at Aaron was a helpless baby. I had 24-hour care for him at home, but I escaped into my work, and I did everything I could to run away until I collapsed. One morning, I woke up and my eyes were swollen shut. I couldn't see. I couldn't open them. I tried to open my eyes, pry them open, and my hands were like spongy bulbs. My hands were swollen twice their size. My legs and my feet were swollen twice their size. I couldn't even speak. My body had shut down. The doctor said it was Bell's palsy. I was terrified. It was as if I had been brought to my knees. I found myself crying to God and the universe. What? What is this about? I really want to know. And it's as if instantly when I was crying out in that surrender, that intuitively there was something in me that knew, my body knew something that my mind was trying to shield me from. It was trying to say, stop. Take a look at everything you're running away from. Things are not what they seem. And at that moment, it's as if I had sent a broadcast to the universe. Teachers and messengers and guides started to show up. And in the midst of that process, I learned a technique of spiritual presence, spirit-to-spirit communication called kithing. And I decided, I can use this to connect with my husband. So I decided one day to go into his room and to sit down and to begin the kithing process. So I sat on the sofa for the first time in 3 years. I'd been running away. And I got quiet, and I tuned into myself, and I tuned into him, and I repeated a silent intention. I love you. I miss you. I miss hearing your voice. And I decided to just stay quiet like a meditation. And after a few minutes I heard, "I've been waiting for you to find a way to hear my voice. I'm here." I was startled, shocked. I didn't really believe what I was hearing. I looked around. Aaron was asleep in his bed. His nurse was in the next room. Was I imagining things? Did that make it any less real? So it was so wonderful to hear his voice. I went back to that quiet place. I tuned in, wanted to find out if he had something to tell me. "I'm listening. Is there something you want to say to me?" "Yes, there is. I now know that I'm not my mind or my brain or my body. What you see when you look at me is not me. What you hear now through your heart is me. Keep listening." We kithed for 18 months, and Aaron brought me messages that were mind-blowing. The kithing opened new doors and new dimensions of awareness and aha moments, bringing gifts to us that I could never have imagined possible. Alchemy happened. Alchemy, the alchemy of changing fear to wonder and humor. The alchemy of changing anger to serenity and peace. One Saturday morning, a few weeks before his continuation day, he woke up singing. I went into his room and went to the side of his bed, and he lifted up his arms and he puckered up. "How about a kiss?" We kissed, and he said, "So let's sing some more." So his nurse and I took his hands and lie, 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 lie. So we swayed back and forth with his hands as if we were dancing. And when we were finished with singing songs, he looked up at us and beamed, saying, "This is my best Shabbat. Let's eat cake." Everyone has a unique journey. For Aaron, his greatest fear was losing his mind. His dementia, however, brought him face to face with one of life's most profound truths, and that is, you are not your mind or your body. You're much more. Early in the morning of his continuation day, I went to his bedside and I stroked his face. We kissed, and he whispered in my ear, "Shalom, Matek," which means hello, goodbye, and peace, sweetness. Later that evening, as I held Aaron in my arms for his last breath, I got that we had given birth to one another. My mission is to remind you as you go through life's difficult times that going out of your rational mind and trusting your intuitive self is essential for good health and thriving in your life. Aaron left me many gifts to share. They were reminders because he knew that we just forget. Among those reminders are, you are not your mind, your body, or your brain. You're much more. Love never dies. Everything is on loan. Life is always happening for you. And it's the tough stuff that also brings you your most awesome gifts.